Hey friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to the giveaway. Welcome to Monday giveaways. Damn it, 4 giveaways tonight. 3 per I bit my tongue really hard earlier, and it's gonna bite me in the ass. I don't know. 3 giveaways for patrons. 1 giveaway for anybody that wants to enter. That's how it works. The 3 Patreon... So we're going to do the giveaways in about an hour. The 3 Patreon giveaways are for the $5, $10, and $20 a month tiers. For $5 a month, you can enter to win Cinewhoop and toothpick stuff. Tonight, it is a Hummingbird V3. Not this red one. It's a yellow and clear one. Very lovingly donated by my father, David Ciotti. He's in the chat. Everybody say hi, be nice, or I'll kill you. The $10 a month tier is for micro parts and Cinewhoop parts. $20 a month tier is for 5-inch parts. Not to spoil the surprise or anything, but it's a full set of motors for. It's actually 5 motors that'll be you'll recognize if you've been watching the stream for the last couple of weeks. And then the micro and Cinewhoop tier is a frame, 3-inch frame. And then the 4th giveaway is open to anyone. We sell tickets for $5 each. You can buy as many tickets as you want, virtual tickets. And then we do the giveaway and somebody wins. And it's a whole bunch of stuff. I'll show it to you in a bit. Shout out to WeBleedFPV for sending all kinds of cool stuff. Shout out to Metal Dirtskin, actually, for restocking some of the giveaway bucket that I've got. He sent a big package of stuff. Every once in a while, you beautiful people will like have a bunch of stuff that you've been meaning to sell and is either not selling or you just don't have the time to sell it. And sometimes you guys will throw it in a box, throw my address on it, and get rid of it. And that's awesome, and I love that. So contact me if you have some stuff that you think might be good for giveaways that you just don't have the time or effort or patience to sell. And yeah, it's not like send me your garbage, but you know, typically it's not garbage. You guys will know if it's garbage or not. If you don't, I'll throw it away for you. I don't care. It's all the same to me, man. So yeah, shout out to all the beautiful people that support this insanity. This is my full-time job. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com if you like these live streams and you'd like to see them continue. I'm completely crowdfunded. Patreon helps me out the most, and it's going to help you out the most tonight because you might be able to win something. Here's my streaming schedule. Over on Etsy, there's some really fun stuff you can purchase. Same thing with Teespring, including this t-shirt. If you don't have this t-shirt, what the hell, man? Come on, get you a NASA-inspired t-shirt. You know you need it. Here's a PayPal so that in case you don't want to do a super chat, since YouTube takes 30%, you can use this. And then look at all these affiliate links. For the most part, when you're ordering something on the internet somewhere, someone, probably making YouTube content that you like to watch, has an affiliate link. So before you check out, just think about the people that are making the content that you watch on YouTube. Try to find an affiliate link, click it before you check out, and we will get 1 to 6% of your entire order. Makes a huge difference over on Amazon. You know, if you're buying something big on Amazon, you hit somebody's affiliate link, it's really cool. WeBleedFPV, NewBee Drone, FPV Cycle, Amazon, GetFPV, Oh My God, Brain 3D, HD0, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress are the websites that I have affiliate links to. What do you think of that? In the chat, Freeloader was first, Hockey Rounds was second, Matt Trombley, Northern Tier, McNucas, Travis H, Eat the Fish, FPV Flyer, David Ciotti, Sky Blender, FP Avery, Sleepy CBR, Douglas Otwell, Frank Nicholas, Denzel the Terrible, Tongue Out FPV, Skirty Curtis. Man, my tongue hurts, bro. I bit really high. I bit it like all the way back here. Ah. Oh, shit, I forget where I was. Denzel the Terrible, CBFPV, Brandon Woodford, Scott FPV. Ed K is in the house. Dayron USA. Denzel the Terrible, FPV Super Trucker. Frank Nicholas, Skirty Curtis, CBFPV. I needed to stall there to try to sort my way through the repeats, so I read a couple repeats. FP Avery, Sleepy CBR, Glenn Burnett, Go-Kart, Mozart. Oh, can I get a channel? I couldn't pronounce it. CINIGETACHANNEL. It was all like all the lowercase letters were all smashed together. I couldn't figure out how to say it. Can I get a channel? What's up, yo? Friends, if you want to talk to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. You can certainly do a super chat if you want to support the chaos of being a full-time FPV donkey. But you can also just type CiottiFPV into your message, and for me, it'll light up an orange, and I will read it and respond to it. This is a Q&A live stream. We are going to spend a little bit of time doing. I'm torn as to what to do with the V3 Hummingbird again. I think we're gonna go back to the 0702s. I'm tempted to just do BT 2.0 on it and leave it on these 802 What are these motors that it comes with again? Are they 25,000? Are they 26,000? What are they? They are 25,000. I'm kind of tempted to leave it on these 802 25,000s, but it did perform significantly better on these 702s, and it was lighter. I do have the AcroBee V4 that I pulled these 702s off of. And like, I'm tempted to leave this on these motors and put these back onto the AcroBee, but the AcroBee, the only real advantage of that AIO is that the VTX goes higher in milliwatts for a little bit more power, but we don't use that with Cinewhoops really. So, and the Hummingbird AIO is lighter weight. So I think I'm going to pair the lighter weight Hummingbird AIO with the 0702s, and then I'm actually going to take these Hummingbird 802 25,000s and put them onto that AcroBee V4 and run it on like tri or quad blades. Because realistically, like, if I'm going to fly a NewBee drone rig, it's going to be the Hummingbird because it's lighter weight, right? So I might as well have the best motors that I've got here in the shop on that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We'll swap it. We'll just swap the AIO and camera over into this frame. We'll leave these motors. Then we're going to lose the red frame. You know what I'll do? I don't know if I'll do that. What's the deal with this red frame? Is it the same stiffness as this clear one? Maybe? It's hard to tell because the canopy is not on this. The canopy connecting the inner hole. Oh, this frame's broken. That's right. This frame has the broken post in the rear. So yeah, we will take these motors off. Take these motors off, put these motors under this red frame. We'll keep this thing all red. All red Hummingbird, is that a good thing? The face that I made a minute ago was me realizing that I could do a red and purple build. The AcroBee is on the purple Cockroach frame. I also have a purple canopy on it. But keep it all red. Maybe, I don't know, should we do... Maybe we'll do that. It would just be too cool for it to be red and purple, right? And then next time I do a NewBee drone order, I'll get another one of the purple... purple goober canopies, and they'll be mirror images of one another. One of them will have a red frame and a purple goober. The other one will have a purple frame and a red goober. Oh, the joys of being an overthinker. Sleepy CBR says, hello, CiottiFPV and Gangly Gang. Skyblender says, howdy ho, Gangles and CiottiFPV. CB says, hey, everyone, how's it going? Brandon Woodford says, good evening, everyone. Dinzel the Terrible says, next time you go to that spot to fly, I want to see a Matty flip into an open trailer. You know, I don't really do much. I don't do many Matty flips in the real. Like, I always want to do, like, there'll be a situation, like, when I was throwing it up towards the trees in that clip, I really wanted to leave it inverted and let it fall and then pitch it forward and Matty flip it up under the tree. But, like, I just, like, there's just such a high chance that I'm not going to get it right because I'm out of practice with them. And if I don't get it right, the damage is just horrendous. Like, when you fail on a Matty flip, it hits hard. And it typically, like, takes an arm or a motor or a propeller or everything with it. And, like, at this point, like, I just kind of, it might sound weird, but, like, I just sort of don't have anything to prove, like, with 5-inch freestyle. Like, I don't want to have to come home and fix a whole bunch of stuff. I want to just go out, fly, chill, and we're good. You know, I'm not making, like, edits that I'm trying to get 1 million views on or anything like that. Like, so I tend to not really do super sketchy stuff like that anymore. Like it's weird though, because like I want to. I'm like, oh, I'd be so sick if I could pull that off. But then like at the last second, I'm just like, it's not really worth it. Let's just have fun and go home with a working rig. You know what I mean? That's what I say. So yeah, the Matty flips are like at this point for tiny whoops and for the simulator. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I wish there was I wish Matty flips were a little bit I wish you could do them a little bit more reliably. Man, there was a time where I was doing them constantly. And like maybe I just suck, but like it never got to the point where it was reliable. It was always like it was every time I would do it, it was always just like, well, maybe it'll be all right this time. I don't know. You know, there was always like this uncertainty to them because it's fully blind. Like you're operating off of the view that you got like 3 seconds earlier, and you're just hammering it backwards in through like a gap or in between trees or something like that. And like, yeah, I don't know. I just never got good enough at them to do them reliably. Although I've never talked to anybody that has been able to do them reliably. Like I've talked to plenty of like long time, like really, really solid pilots. And they're all just like, yeah, no, it's just a Hail Mary. Which, I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. Maybe? No? All right. That's fine. But yeah, interesting move, that's for sure. You would think that eventually you'd be able to get like really solid at it and be able to do it predictably, but I don't know. I haven't found anybody that can. Go-Kart Mozart says, what's up, everybody? How do you see CiottiFPV? Why did you do the thing, YouTube? Just watched Flow State the other day and saw you all up in it. Did you watch it on YouTube? Flow State is on YouTube. How weird is that? I think it plays ads in it. But did you watch it on YouTube, Go-Kart? How was it? If so, was it like watchable on there or was it a nightmare? You can buy the Blu-ray from James. He has a lot of them. It would mean a lot to him and to Joshua. Joshua spent a lot of money on Flow State to get it rolling. Skirty, can I get a channel? Says just wanted to stop by and say hello. Skirty Curtis says, do we do a $5 super chat to buy tickets? When the giveaway is opened and ready, I will explain how to do it. I'll show you all the things that are in the giveaway first, and then I'll explain how it works, and then we can do it. It's going to happen in about 40 minutes. We do it about 11 o'clock Eastern. It's 10:21 Eastern right now. Today is Monday, October 2nd. Sometimes I remember to do that. My dad at one point was like, yo, you should say the date at the beginning of the streams. I was like, of course I should, but then I forget. I've remembered for 2 streams in a row, though. Maybe I'm on a hot streak. CBFPV says, looking for a 5-inch frame. I was going to get the RDQ Source 1 V5, but I wanted more camera protection. What do you recommend? I am not a fan of any of the Source 1 frames. I don't understand how a crowd-sourced frame design can have so many sort of glaring misses. It's just a bunch of stuff that kind of don't make much sense about it. From like a lessons that we've learned in 5-inch frames standpoint. My favorite frame, the frame that you run is a pretty subjective, pretty personal thing. My personal favorite frame is the FPV Cycle Glide. I can slam it really low. I can slam it all the way down onto 15mm standoffs for an analog build. Digital builds, I can do it on a 16mm standoff or a 20. It's got a ton of accessories available. There's all kinds of different arms available. 5-inch, 5-inch dead cat, 5.5-inch, 6-inch, 7-inch, 7-inch dead cat. It's just a really, really, really versatile frame. It's strong enough, but it's not too strong where the motors have to take a ton of abuse because the arms never break. It's easy to work on. It's easy to live with. Yeah, it ticks all the boxes for me. I fly very light builds. My setups all up are around 600 to 610 grams. And it's perfectly durable for that. It's with a Session 5 on board. If you're going to do like a 700 gram build, it's not the frame for you. You want to go for like the Apex or Joshua's QAV frame that Get FPV sells through Lumineer. Those are some of the most popular frames. But like I said, frame choice is very personal. The problem, though, is that you don't really know. Like, the reason that I say frame choice is very personal is that there's going to be a frame that works really well for you and kind of ticks all the boxes. It's you know, whatever your all up weight is that you're building at, it's going to be a perfectly strong for that. Bunch of different things. And so it's really difficult to ask someone else on the internet, hey, what frame should I get? Because all they're typically going to do is pretty similar to what I just did, is tell you which one they like the best. But they're a different person than you. So that's that advice is very limited in its value to you specifically, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's kind of tough. Most of us that have been around for a long time, we buy one frame, we run it for a while, we see what we like, we see what we don't like, and then we buy another one that we think is going to be better, see what we like, see what we don't like, and then we'll go through that over and over and over again. You know, I've done that at least a dozen times over the last 7+ years. And so, yeah, I've had enough time and experience and crashing to figure out exactly what the right frame for me personally is. So yeah, that's what I can tell you. But don't think that, don't buy whatever frame you choose right now, don't buy 4 of them. Buy one, build it, fly it, see how it is, and if you absolutely hate it, get the hell out of it and get into something different. If you don't hate it, spend a bunch of time with it, and like check out your friends, check out anybody else locals builds, check out like rotor builds, like look at pictures of other people's builds, hang out on our Discord. There's a 5-inch mini quads channel on our Discord that you can look at some pictures of and talk to other people about frames and what they like about them and shit like that. So yeah, talk to a bunch of people that actually know what they're talking about. Don't go on Facebook. Don't go on Facebook. You're gonna get people that know nothing on there. Hang out in spots with people that have been doing this for a while that actually pay attention, not 17-year-old kids that are flying FPV to be cool with their buddies. Make sense? Good question, brother. MXSH says, watched your stream on Mobula 7 1002, learned a lot on it, but have a question. What frame would you use for 1S toothpick for 1002? You know, to be honest, I don't really know the toothpick stuff anymore. My very first quad was basically a toothpick that I flew the shit out of and upgraded like crazy. And then eventually I helped Bob Ruge understand what this really lightweight 1S, 2S thing was. And he came up with the toothpick name and the TP3 frame. I think the TP3 frame might still be a good choice, but I know there's, for 1S, there's also the baby tooth frame, so that might be a better choice. That's all I really know. I flew the shit out of that thing for my first like year and a half, 2 years, and then I moved on to heavier rigs with more throw, more power, better quality cameras, less props in view, stuff like that. So I just have not kept up with toothpicks since then. So my knowledge might be a little bit dated. We do have a toothpick and Cinewhoop channel over on our Discord with a bunch of really smart people that are hanging out in the chat here right now. So you can give that a shot and see if you can get a little bit more current of a suggestion. But I bet you the baby tooth is still a really decent frame. Like, frame design peaked a few years ago, and it's really been like tiny little improvements, and in some cases steps backwards from frame designers that don't know what the hell they're doing. So yeah, baby tooth is the one that I would say over on fpvcycle.com. But check with some of these guys. Farts, it's over here. They're a little bit more knowledgeable on toothpicks than I am at the moment. Denzel the Terrible says, I'll make it worth your while. $50 for the healthcare fund if you Matty into the trailer. It'll cost more than $50 to replace what I break, I guarantee it. Sleepy CBR says he only spelled it with one T, but Ciotti is almost at 8K subs. You know, it's funny. I noticed that like last night. I was like, oh, look at that. Let's see exactly where it... Actually, it won't even tell me exactly where it is. Where's the... There it is. I don't think it gives me the exact number, does it? It does! 7985. Look at that. Plus 163 in the last 28 days. That's pretty good. I don't usually get... It's usually not that much. Very cool. Isn't there a way? There's the live count. There it is. There it is. I knew there was a way to do it. Somebody subscribe. Let's see what the delay is. In chat, somebody subscribe and then type in the chat subscribed. Let's see what the delay is like. That'll be fun. That'll be fun for me. Won't really be fun for anyone other than me. Ah! You bastards. Riot 9, was that you unsubbing and now it's gonna go back up when you resub? It went backwards, right? It was 85 and now it's 84. Serves me right. Serves me right. There it is. Hey! Where are we at here? Go-Kart Mozart says, I did watch on YouTube. I was surprised to see it there. Ads didn't ruin it for me. I grew up on old-fashioned TV. Nice. How often were the ads popping up, Go-Kart? Back down. We're back down to 84. Ah, there we go. We're back up where we started. Where's... All right, I'm caught up. We're good. All right, cool. As Riot 9 says, been unsubbed since you gave DJI shit once. Stubborn as hell. Yeah, fair enough. All right. So we have a half an hour before the giveaways. Let's get a little bit of work done on this Hummingbird, and then that way on Wednesday we can just pound the shit out of it and see if it survives. I really want to give this second Hummingbird, give it hell and see if it holds up with Blue Jay 0.16 rather than 0.20, and the longer gate timing, the 10 millisecond gate timing instead of the 5 millisecond gate timing. MX says, if there's not a big delay on the stream, I would say it's like 25 to 30 seconds delay on subs. Yeah, it should. I have the delay for the stream set as low as possible. I think it's at like 8 seconds. I have ultra low latency set. I should at least. You know, I haven't looked at that in a while. Does it even give me the option anymore? Oh wow, no, wait, wow, it doesn't even give you the option anymore. I'll be damned. It used to give you an option, lowest latency, medium, and then like full-blown delay. Now it just gives you this slow mode option, which is stupid, and I'll never use. Interesting. YouTube always be changing things, man. They just change stuff and see how it goes. All right, cool. So, hey, Sugary OD says, recently built a 3-inch Quadmula. Hold on, let me move this up. and then we're gonna start working over here. We're gonna start twerking. We gotta fix this. Gotta fix this Weebleed rig too. I talked to Zotek at length about the break in the frame. He's super interested in just trying to make it as good as possible, which is amazing. So yeah, we're gonna break another one. I am the first one to break a Weebleed FPV crown frame. Was there any question of a doubt that it was gonna be me? There was not a shadow of an effing doubt. But yeah, I am officially the first one to break one of these prototype frames. He only had 10 made, so I'll break a second one, and then I'll be the first one to break 20% of the prototype frames. The other ones went to racers, so he can get some racing crashes in there rather than my freestyle crashes. So that'll be good. I was really impressed with the frame. I'm kind of in love with the frame. As long as it's durable, I'm probably going to be switching over to it because it's like the best mix of lightweight and stiffness, which will allow me to run gnarly PIDs. Sugary OD says, recently built a 3-inch Quadmula with 1604s, 250 all-up weight for freestyle. Using DAL 3028, is there any benefit of switching to the Gemfan Windancer? Any benefit to a lower pitch prop? Sugary OD, great question. There are about 5 or 6 3-inch propellers that exist. Just buy them all. It'll cost you like $20 total, and there's going to be one that you like more than the others. I do these sessions on Fiverr called build planning. And I've got like a big list of questions that I ask everyone in the beginning of the phone call. And the answers to those like 20-ish questions are how I can figure out and take a guess. I have to guess, but it's a damn good educated guess as to what parts of the build would benefit them the most. One of the parts of the build is the propeller. So like if we were to do one of those sessions, I could probably recommend a specific propeller that's going to be durable enough, durable enough for how often you crash and where you crash and what you crash into, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We really cover a whole bunch. And that's really the only way that I can answer your question without just saying, here's the prop that I like the best, because that you're not me, right? Like, you're a different person, you're a different pilot, you fly differently, you crash differently. So yeah, just a blanket answer to a question like that is going to hurt as much as it helps. This is why I always tell you guys not to spend any time on Facebook asking questions, because nobody understands this, and everybody just answers that question with whatever their favorite or just whatever the only propeller that they've ever run is. In a lot of cases, right? Like a lot of people on Facebook have like one quad that came with a set of propellers, and for some reason they think that makes those propellers God's gift, and they're the best propellers on earth. So you'll ask that question, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, definitely go with this propeller here," and it's just info based off of nothing, right? So be really, really careful with that. Only ask questions. I mean, you can ask questions wherever you want, but only listen to advice given by people that you're able to figure out have some semblance of, knowledge or anything. You are on the DAL 3028s at the moment. They are currently my personal favorite T-mount 3-inch lightweight propeller. But like I said, that's just me. I'm just one person. You might like a completely different propeller, so don't let the propeller that I love deter you. You can buy every single propeller that exists for like 20 bucks, and you should. And you'll test them, and you'll see which ones you like the durability of, you like the flight performance of. Don't change your PIDs, don't change anything. Just change the propellers and evaluate one propeller versus another. That's important. As soon as you start changing PIDs and shit like that, then you're putting a band-aid on the performance of one propeller. So leave everything alone. Pay attention to which one you like the best. But, if there's a propeller that is, if you really like the durability of a propeller, but the flight performance isn't quite good enough, a lot of times because it'll be a heavier propeller, you can push your, if your build will take it, if your electronics are clean enough, if your build is clean enough, if your motors are not banged up, you can probably push the PIDs up to help with the flight performance, with the PID loop performance, on a heavier prop that has the amount of durability that you're looking for. So keep that in mind, because that's a real thing. And that is like a band-aid that you can put on, but it's actually okay. Like that's a really good band-aid to put on. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If there's a prop that's durable that you really dig, you might be able to tune the flight performance issues out of that propeller. You might not be able to. Your rig and your tune might be at the bitter limit of what's possible, but you never know until you try. So I need to not make the same mistake that I've made twice in a row with these 702s and use screws that are too long. So I'm going to completely remove these screws from this red frame because I need to switch on the shorter screws that are in this clear frame meant for these 702s. If you buy NewBee Drone 702s, you have to use the screws that they come with. They are shorter. Don't be like me and make that mistake twice in a row. I really wish that I had a purple purple canopy to put on this. Maybe I'll grab that purple frame off of the Acrobee, because down the road these are both going to be purple and red, but I might as well do this one now. So, and that'll also give me a chance to weigh a couple of these frames. I kind of want to weigh the old. So the purple Cockroach frame that's on the shelf back behind me is an old school Cockroach frame. I don't know if these Hummingbird Cockroach frames are different. I would guess that they're not, because they probably made 1 billion of the damn things. But you never know. So yeah, the way that I'm doing this in removing these motors, I think this is our opportunity to weigh a couple of these frames and see if we can figure out, because in the ad for the Hummingbird, they talk about two different frames with different materials. And thus far, I think all of these frames they don't give you an option. Like, they just say that there's two different frames. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. So I would like to get to the bottom of that. CMYK is in the house. Skirty Curtis says, would you tell us what those questions are by chance? No worries if not. I'm just curious. I talk about them a lot. I mean, I just rattled off a chunk of the list. I don't have it memorized. I have to refer to it every time. But yeah, it's basically, they are questions that allow me to figure out where you are as a pilot, like basically how good you are as a pilot, how fast you fly. That's one of the more important things, because the faster you fly, the more energy is going to be in the rig, the harder it's going to hit stuff. Where you fly is a really important one, because if you're just flying like grass and tree spots, your collisions are going to be completely different than somebody flying bandos, for example. Yeah, those are some of the big ones, but there's a whole bunch. I've taken quite a bit of time to really think through that, and write that all out in an attempt to just, yeah, be able to help you guys out and suggest parts that are going to work perfectly for you, rather than just whatever my favorites are. And I just dropped one of these tiny little screws. Son of a bastard. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I heard it click. So in theory, it's right here on the ground next to me. Hell yeah. Adam Savage on his channel, Tested, once said that one of his favorite things to do to find a screw that he's dropped on his shop floor is to, what he calls, send out a rescue party, which means that he takes another screw and he drops it roughly in the same spot off the desk, but then he watches it and he sees where it bounces, because a lot of times it'll bounce in the same direction as the other one, and then it'll make the other one easier to find. I just love that he calls it sending out a rescue party. I think that's the greatest thing ever. If you guys don't watch Tested, what the hell, man? Get over and get subscribed. That is one of the best channels on all of YouTube. FP Avery says, what causes my tune to become unstable at high throttle, but only when I use LAHV batteries? When I use regular lipos, I don't have that issue. 3.5-inch quad. It's basically that the high volt batteries are a higher voltage, so they are putting more power, more voltage into the PID loop, and just into the power system. So then with more power, the PID loop, it's basically artificially raising your PIDs. So the solution is to lower your PIDs a little bit, or just use regular batteries. I mean, that's how I would fix the problem, because I don't really like those high volt batteries. They tend to cycle out a little too quickly for me. Although I have heard that the newer high volt batteries are a lot better than the older ones, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still happy with regular old 420 batteries. Know what I'm saying? Instead of them 435s. All right, so let's desolder this PH 2.0 real quick. And then I'm going to desolder the BT 2.0 that I put onto the other Hummingbird, and we will throw it on here. All right, and get some heat in here. There it is, melting. Come on. Oh boy, she's a fighter. Why are you fighting me like this? What? What's happening? She's a fighter. What in the world? Oh, there it goes. Wow, that was interesting. Okay, and here comes the ground. For the first time ever, the ground was way easier than the voltage. But I put a bunch of heat into the damn thing from taking so long to get the positive lead off of there. Okay, so now let's remove the BT 2.0 lead off of this blown up Hummingbird board, which went up pretty spectacularly on the upgrade live stream, the second live stream I did with it. I really wish I'd had the camera on. Really bothers me that I had the VTX scene on because I was just trying to swap the battery out real quick. But it happens. All right, so let's get the lead that I want. And here we go. Okay. 1 and 2. All right, so this is the bad Hummingbird board. Let's take a red marker and just put an X on the FETs that blew up, just to remind myself. I tend to save stuff, so it's nice to just leave myself a little reminder. God forbid I go to put this thing back into a rig. That would be super annoying, you know? All right. Let's get this thing up and running here. Round is ground on the BT 2.0. Oh, I'm tempted to put another A90 on there. That would be pretty cool. But I do have this already. Yeah, no, we'll just use this guy on the next. We'll do A90s from now on. Metadirtskin sent me a little bundle of A90 leads, which is really cool. So I'll start using these from now on. No reason not to. No reason not to just start using them for basically everything. Just throw that over there to remind myself. Throw that over there. Got this little stack of meteor frames. I need to. I gotta get this workbench cleaned up, man. It's gotten a little bit nasty. Officer Nasty. What's that from? Oh god, that's from something. What is Officer Nasty from? Okay, so this can go. Am I gonna take these rubber grommets out of here? Nah. This will go into my. I have a bag where I keep all my blown up electronics. And someday I'll do like an art project with A30, not A90. A30. I don't know why I keep calling it A90. Probably because the new Supra is the A. Is it the A96? No, I guess it's the A90. The new Supra is called the A90. All right, since the soldering is iron is on, let's get this ripping and running here. It is 10:49. This is pretty much your last warning. If you want to get in on 1 or 3 of tonight's giveaways, the Patreon specific giveaways, head on over to CiottiFPV.com. There's a Patreon button there. Click it, and there are a bunch of different tiers that you can join. The $5 a month tier will enter you to win some Cinewhoop and toothpick parts tonight. The $10 a month tier will enter you to win micro brushless and Cinewhoop stuff. The $20 tier will enter you to win 5-inch parts. Or if you want to get entered into all 3 of those, there is a $30 a month and up. There's a couple of tiers there actually, but basically for $30 a month, $1 a day, you can get entered to win all 3 of those giveaways. And what's cool about that is, like, the second that you win any one of those giveaways, and guess what? Those people do tend to win a lot more often because they're tripling their chances. If you win any one of those giveaways, you've won $50, $60, $70 worth of stuff, sometimes up to $100 worth of stuff. And that's going to, like, basically pay for your giveaways for a while, which is pretty rad. And your Patreon membership, I should say. So yeah, some people like to do that. Other people are just addicted to gambling. So, you know, whatever. Pick your poison, friends. Round is ground. So the ground is on this side and the ground is by the grommet. All the G's, ground is round and ground is by the grommet. That's all you have to remember. I think that all of these Cinewhoop manufacturers have kind of decided that that's what they should do. Because I can't remember the last time that was not the case. So that's pretty cool. It is super rare that we get any amount of standardization in the in FPV. Although I guess you could say that about most things. Most manufacturers really just don't care at all about making any of their customers' lives easier. All right, I got the nerd goggles on. Let's get this done. First up is the positive lead here. And I'm just going to, like, you know, I removed a lead that probably has leaded solder on it, but I have, I'm sorry, with unleaded solder rather, but I have leaded solder on this BT 2.0 lead. So they'll mix together and we'll be all right. Of course, as I say that, it causes an issue and dries horribly gray. So let's just pick up a little bit of fresh solder here on the tip of the iron, and then we will add it to the joint just to make sure that we've got a good quality solder joint in there. That looks much better. Okay, cool. And I might as well do the same thing on this one. Just pick up a little bit of solder. I'm actually going to use the tweezers because this wire is being a little bit of a pain in the ass. So let's get him in the right spot. We'll pick up a little blob of solder here. Actually, let's clean the tip off a little bit because there's like junk on it. Okay. Pick up a little bit of fresh solder. Get it in position. Mash it down. All right, and that did not come out the way I want it. So let me push this into the thermally resistive putty here by mass adhesives. All right, it's still being a jerk. Let's really grab it with the putty here because I'm going to need to pull this wire upwards a little bit. Tin the tip just a little bit, and I'm going to fully rework this one. I'm going to take this all the way off. And there we go. I just want to make sure it's rotated outwards. Oh boy. This is going to be a jerk. I can tell. Oh boy. Okay. Come on now. Is it on there? Oh, it's on there. I didn't realize it was in there. I thought it was fighting me. But actually kind of looking fine, I think. It's acting a little weird. Let's get some flux on it. I think it's sitting up a little bit too far. There's also a little bit too much wire exposed, so let's just come in here with the flush cutters and just remove a little bit of the wire there. Also remove a little bit of the flux, of the solder, I should say. There we go, okay. All right, so let's try this again here. Yeah, it's not quite in there. So let's put a little flux on it and rework it one more time. And I'm just going to pull the wire back a little bit. It's sitting a little too far forward. Jesus. Hold on. There we go. That's where I want it. The wire is just not staying in the right position. It's kind of shifting around. There we go. That's the stuff. That's where I wanted it. It's always worth it to get the wire exactly where you want it because that's where a lot of the strength is going to come from. So don't definitely resist the urge to rush through. And yeah, just get it in there just right. It's only going to take you an extra couple of minutes. And if you get it wrong, it's going to really screw you over. And you could potentially lose an entire rig because you were being a little impatient. So get it right the first time, friends. All right. Yeah, we're good to go. And so, yeah, this guy is going to go on the outside like that. And then, yeah, also take a second to just kind of get the wires situated the way that they should be. All right, cool. We good. Can take the nerd goggles off now. Eat the Fish just joined the Patreon Cinewhoop tier. Very cool. Eat the Fish. It's a good night to do that. There's a $90 giveaway in that tier tonight. King FPV says, what's up? Sugar AOD says, thanks for the advice. I'll take the homework. Sounds fun. That Band-Aid scenario is the nugget of knowledge I watch for. You still have sticker packs / McStinkies. I do indeed. Thank you for the opportunity to shill those, my friend. This is our current sticker pack. This is a sticker sheet. 5 different stickers on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a kill all carbon sticker down there in the corner. $5. I'll send you one of these. But an even better deal is to send $10, and I'll send you one of those and a McStinky mount. We had a 3D printing contest, and you beautiful people made a ton of these McStinky mounts, which are just awesome. And so, yeah, for $10, I'll send you a McStinky and a sticker pack. You got to just let me know which McStinky you want. There's one for the Runcam Nano. There's one for large cameras, and there's one for smaller cameras. If you just tell me which camera you have, I'll send you the right McStinky. I've also got a stack of 6 of these little 300 mAh fat batteries. These are the best performing, lightest weight batteries that are going to fit in the 75 millimeter Cinewhoop battery bay. 4 of these I've put BT 2.0 on. 2 of them have the old GNB 27 connectors on them. Great little batteries. Ah! It's 10:58. We're going to do giveaways in a second, but first, let me just finish up with this real quick, like, so that I don't forget to weigh a couple of these things and fling flong and the bling blong. You know what I'm saying. FP Avery, what you could do if you want to keep using those high volt batteries is just back your tune off a little bit. Either add a little bit of extra filtering, namely like D-term filtering is probably going to be the one that's going to help the most, or yeah, just back the tune down a little bit. It's probably D-gain that's causing the problems. The easy button for you would just be to pull the master multiplier slider down a little bit. That is going to reduce all of the gains. One of the gains that it's going to reduce is going to be the D gain, and that's probably where the problems are coming from. So yeah, you can do that. Or you can, like I said, you can add a little bit of filtering. So this is the Acro Bee over here in the corner, and I am just robbing this purple frame from it. And yeah, I want to weigh it. This purple frame is an OG NewBee drone frame. Not super OG because it's a new color, but this is like the standard Cockroach frame. I'm trying to figure out if this Hummingbird has a new frame design or a new frame material or something like that. It's definitely from the same mold. Like all of these frames are from the exact same mold. Once the mold is made, though, you can inject different types of plastic into it to get different properties from them. So yeah, let's measure these two real quick. Not measure. Let's weigh these two real quick, and we'll just take a really quick look. And then I need to remove the screws. I think I've already weighed this clear one. So this brand new red one, 5.2. And the older purple. Whoa! Okay. So here's the deal. This is a standard Cockroach frame at 3.7 grams. This ruby red frame is a heavier duty frame that NewBee Drone used to sell. That's why the weight, that's why it's so heavy. I really want to weigh this clear frame now. So hold on. The giveaways are going to hold for a second. I was wondering about that, man. When this came in the red frame, I was really wondering like that. They've only ever sold that ruby red color in the heavier duty frame. I forget what they called it. Somebody in chat might be able to clue us in as to what they called that red frame. It was either like HD for high durability or something like that. But yeah, it was. I bought one a while ago, and before I installed it, I put it on the scale, and I was like, "Whoa, 5-point-something grams? No. So yeah, in this case, that is going to be the same situation. I'm not going to use a 5.2 gram Cinewhoop frame. I'm just it's not going down like that. So yeah, anybody that wants a heavier duty frame. And like I said, it's the same molds. It's just a heavier duty plastic. So yeah, if you want to build like a super ultra basher, or you just want something that's that color of red, I got you covered. Let me know. Let me get back into the chat, and while I'm unscrewing things, just kind of talk through it, because I do want to weigh this clear frame for sure. King FPV says, what's up? Scurdy Curtis says, that gives me another question. About how fast do you fly? How do you recommend slowing down? Is it in the sticks, or would you recommend changing prop pitch or camera angle? Great question. Camera angle is the biggest contributor to your cruising speed. Although I mean, it is totally a choice. Like for me, the speed that I go is determined by the size of the space that I'm flying in. If I'm flying at a really big spot, so like at the beginning of the stream, right, I played that flight footage from a loading dock, a big long warehouse and loading dock. I was constantly reminding myself to fly faster. Like, so I've also gotten used to flying tiny whoops really slowly around the house, right? So like I'm in this mode of just kind of flying more slowly. At that spot, it's massive, and one of the cool things to do at that spot is to rail over top of all the trailers all lined up. And the faster you go, the cooler it looks. So I was just constantly like reminding myself, like nose down, nose down, nose down, nose down, nose down, in order to go faster at that particular spot. So yeah, the speed that you travel, in my opinion, should be location dependent. But it's also kind of like a personal choice. Like if your style is a more slow style, that's great. If your style is more pants on fire, blasting, that's great too. And if your style Mondays is one and Tuesdays is another, that's cool too. It's you know, it's totally on you. But the easy button for adjusting your cruising speed is the camera up tilt. The more up tilt, the faster you're going to tend to go. The up tilt will also kind of limit how fast you go. Like if you're running like a 10-degree up tilt, you're not going to be able to go very fast, because in order to go very fast, you're just going to have to look straight down at the concrete. And looking straight down at the concrete, you can't see where the hell you're going, so you're probably not going to do it very much, hopefully at least. So yeah, up tilt has hands down the most to do with it. All right, yo, let's check clear frame versus purple frame. So this is a through and through Hummingbird frame. This came with that first Hummingbird, and I think it's the same as the purple frame. 3.7, and then we've got, yep. So the purple frame is the same thing as the Hummingbird frame, which is just their standard Cockroach frame. That's a good thing. Just to give you a couple more weights, here is the standard Meteor 65. Coming in at 3.8. Wait. This has screws in it. I was going to say, why is this not lighter? 3.8 with screws in it compared to 3.7, 3.8 without screws. Here's a set of, well, these are the shorter screws, but this will at least give us some idea. Come on. The black Meteor frame has the slightly longer screws in it. So, yeah, it's wild how heavy the screws are. So 4.2 versus 3.8. All right. And then we've also got the Meteor airframe, which is 2.6, 2.7. No screws. All right, so that would go up to 3.2, 3.3, 3.1, somewhere in there with screws. So yeah, there's that. Should I put this Hummingbird into a different frame? So this frame is garbage. The post is broken in the back of this frame, so we're gonna get rid of this one. I guess I should cut it up. I guess I should cut the ducts off of it. Yeah, what should we do? Should we keep the NewBee drone Cockroach frame? Should we go to the OG Meteor 65 frame? Or we could even go to an airframe. This red looks kind of cool against this blue, but realistically, I think we would use the black one. Let's do the giveaways, and then afterwards, we will figure out what is the fate of the Hummingbird. What frame shall it go in? Although, hold on. This, what does this look like with the teal? It came, the first one was a teal. Oh man, it's just barely off enough that it looks awful. It's hard to see in the cat. Yeah, you can kind of see there. It's just like two different shades of teal, and it looks awful. So if we do this frame, it's not going to be this camera. It's probably not going to be this camera at all, because we're going for the whole red and purple thing. I think I'm going to keep it in the purple frame. Maybe not. Shit, I don't know now. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in the purple frame. Purple frame, red camera. Purple and red all day. Maybe not. I mean, if we're fully upgrading it, fuck it. I'm going to put it in this. I'm going to put it in this airframe. Because yeah, we are fully upgrading this Hummingbird, right? Like, we've got BT 2.0 on it. We're going to do the most gnarly NewBee drone motors. We're not going crazy with a new camera and a new camera pod. We could down the road to save a little bit more weight, right? We could go to the Mobula 6 canopy and camera. Although what I find is that the RunCam Nano 3 hooked up to these NewBee drone boards with the NewBee drone OSD really don't look very good. The BI camera here is much better looking in on the NewBee drone setup. Let me really quickly show you the difference in weight between the McStinky and the Goober canopy, because it's a real difference in weight. Like I kind of find it hard to believe how much of a difference there is. So this, I'm going to put an antenna in this one, but 3.8 grams for the Goober canopy, which we are going to reuse. And then this is a McStinky with the BI, which is 3.0. So 0.8 of a gram difference. Maybe I'll go to the, maybe I'll actually, well, no. Shit. I kind of want to stay with this setup, but it is going to be better with this. What's the difference in up tilt? Yeah, see, these McStinkies have a little bit too much up tilt. Little bit too much. All right, I'm gonna leave them both here, and then we'll figure it out afterwards. The Hummingbird's already pretty light, so if we can keep lightening it up, yeah, it's just gonna keep getting more runtime and more exciting. Yeah, I thought this frame felt awful stiff. This is some other material that is like really hard. This is a really hard material versus the standard Cockroach frames are much gummier. So yeah, this is not going back on there. And like I said, if you're interested in this red heavier duty frame, let me know. Let me see if I can find the red frame on here. Search for ruby red and see what we can find. Nope. Search for Cockroach. That should find it. Here we go. Durable, super durable. There it is. 65 millimeter super durable frame. And oh, they make it in all the colors now. Okay. Solid black. That's very cool. they they make it in all the colors. They sell it in all of the colors other than red. What? What world are we living in? I guess they snagged all the red ones for the hummingbirds, maybe? That's weird. Unless that's not the one that I'm thinking. Here it is. Oh, V2. There it is. V2. Okay. This is just they call all of the Cockroach frames super durable. This is the one. This is the frame that we've got here. Ruby Red V2. We've updated the material. There it is. Yep. I didn't know that for a fact. I love that that's called out here. We've updated the material to increase the durability of the Cockroach frame. Special new version comes in teal and ruby. 2 new colors to the Cockroach frame lineup. Fresher with constantly fixing struts and breaking frames. Set out the distance better. Number of manufacturers, prototypes, revisions. Super durable. Traditional look. Lightweight and durable. Not very lightweight. 5.1. They are calling out the weight, though. Thank you for that. Easy and inexpensive. Cool. Great. That's a good one. Heavy and tanky frame. Okay. That's not great. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it is. But I'm just sketched out by harder materials. Like the Cockroach frame, the regular Cockroach frame was already the most resistant to vibrations. I don't need something that's even more resistant to vibrations. And as the frame material gets harder, I mean, the weight is also a huge problem. It's just way too heavy. But yeah, as materials get harder and stiffer like this, they tend to shatter more. You can almost hear it. Like, and then here's the old one. How much more muted that is? Here's the red one. Yeah, hear that? It's like tick, 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 tick. It's just a way harder plastic. So, yeah, this ain't getting used. Sorry, NewBee Drone. Sorry. Time for giveaways, my friends. That's the giveaway song. Let me get caught up on chat here. CBCBR says, watching you trying to get the battery unplugged from the A30 was fun to watch. Glad you guys are having fun. I was not. Yeah, I got to keep an eye on that with the A30s. The BT 2.0 leads will do that. If they get really smashed into the battery, they'll be really hard to unplug. But that A30 on yesterday's stream that's the most trouble I've ever had. Nate Adams says, I think it's kind of funny that CiottiFPV and the Powerball drawing are happening at the same time. One person will win some tiny parts, the other could win $1 billion. I personally prefer supporting FPV. Hell yeah. Charles Marseille says, Clangman knows how it's done. Who's Clangman? Glenn Burnett says, have you run the NewBee Mosquito frame before? I have. Seemed okay. I don't know. I think that the FPV cycle frames are a little bit lighter, and it does make a difference. So, I don't know. But yeah, the NewBee Mosquito frames totally work. Can I Get a Channel says, gotta go play Taxi Man and pick up my looker wife. You know the drill. Play hard, win big, move fast, make big noise. Thanks, Ciotti. Welcome, brother. CMYK says, when in doubt, murdered out. Eat the Fish says, let's do a poll for frames. Fair enough. That's a good idea. Start a poll. What frame for the Mosquito? Much like the previous poll, there's only one right answer. And if you guys don't pick the right answer, I'll just ignore the results of the poll. Meteor 65 air. All right, there's a poll. There's the most worthless poll ever because I'm going to completely ignore it. But you guys might get the answer right. So If you get the answer to the poll right, I won't ignore the results of the poll. CMYK says, put a photo of today's build in the Discord live channel using the McStinky mount. I can do that real quick. Hold on. Shift it back. So we want this to be the back of the frame. And so I can just drop this in here real quick, like. And okay. So McStinky mount is here. I'm gonna have to swap the camera, but whatever, it's fine. So McStinky just kind of sitting up on top like this. And then we'll just drop the propellers in here like this. We're gonna lose all the purple if we do this, but that's okay. We can just do black and red. That's fine. Okay. And then we're going to go to live stream live and just take a picture. In live stream live, there's about to be a picture. The color balance went absolutely to hell. But there it is. There it is. I put it in there. That's what it could look like. There it is. Now you can see it live. Taking the picture completely worthless. McStanky, man. I like that. Eat the Fish says, too late, LOL, you got it. Off Axis says, David Ciotti, thank you for a really awesome human child. Man child is more like it. Very inspiring, very fun person, and humble, but holy beard, bro. You should see my dad's beard, yo. My dad's got me beat. I'm just trying to catch up, man. I never will. My dad's got a much better beard than I do. Skirty Curtis says, your dad, David Ciotti, makes awesome crotch goblins. What the hell does that mean? Demo FPV says you should put the teal canopy on the purple frame if it fits. Secretly, that is one of the reasons that I'm not using the purple frame for this. I'm going to put the purple frame with the Acro B board and the teal camera, I believe. Unless you guys vote for the Cockroach frame, in which case I'll ignore your votes. Yeah, that was a part of my earlier plan. Because, yeah, man, purple and teal are a thing. Look at that, right? Like, that has to happen. That'll be the Acro B at some point here, whenever I throw it back together. Okay, why are my allergies going ape shit? Leave me alone, allergies. Leave me alone. It's giveaway time, my friends. I've given you an hour and 20 minutes to join my Patreon. A bunch of you have. Christopher Besson, thank you for joining the gangliest of gangs. Eat the Fish, thank you for joining, my friend. Very cool of the two of you. I hope you both win at the same time tonight. Avery McCallum, thank you for joining the gangliest of all the gangs in all the gangland. Gang. Sleepy CBR going up to the big boy tier. He's trying to win 3 giveaways tonight. Very cool, dude. Thank you so much. Wesley Clark, too, going up to a big boy tier, trying to win, getting entered into 3 different things. You guys are awesome. Holy shit. Thank you. Super generous. Robert Garcelone, he's going to be in to win some micro brushless stuff tonight. Thank you, dude. And I might be caught up. Nope, Arthur LeBlanc. Welcome to the Gangly Gang. You are going to be in some giveaways tonight, my friend. And I just said the wrong thing. Before 2 people ago, you're going to be in to win some Cinewhoop stuff tonight. I'm getting my numbers all mixed up. Cool. I think I'm caught up. I think everybody that has joined the Patreon has gotten their shout out. If you haven't, let me know. And you can slap me with a dead fish or something. It'll be worth it. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, allergies. Stop it. CMYK dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, dude. EEDoc says, not related to whoops, but do you know what 3.5-inch props are good? To be honest, they're all pretty good. you should just, I'm serious, like you should just buy them all. There's only like 4 or 5 different 3.5-inch props, so just get them all. Basically just do this, right? Every time you do an order for like other stuff, buy all of the 3.5-inch props that reseller sells, right? So you do an RDQ order for something that only RDQ has, you buy all the 3.5-inch props they have. You do a CiottiFPV order for something only they sell, get all of the 3.5-inch props that they sell. Pretty quickly, you'll have all of the 3.5-inch props, and you can test them all to figure out which ones you like the best. The prop that I like the best, the prop that I say is the best, might not be the best for you. There are a lot of different things that make one propeller better than another for each one of us. Each one of us has a different set of priorities. On my list of priorities, durability is pretty high. For you, it might not be. So for me, the prop that I love that's the best might be the worst for you because you don't value durability as highly as I do. And there's a million things like that. Efficiency, thrust, noise level, right? So yeah, propellers are really cheap, right? $3-4 a bag, and they make a huge difference in the flight performance. They are the one thing that makes the biggest difference in flight performance. So buying a bunch of different propellers and trying them all is really good to figure out which ones you like best, but it's also a really good exercise to figure out what the damn things how do you feel the difference between X, Y, and Z? And so, yeah, changing propellers is the quickest way of doing that, right? Changing motors is a pain in the ass. Changing frame is a pain in the ass. So, yeah, I always recommend that you get a lot of different propellers. To be honest, all of them, other than like with 5-inch, right? 5-inch, you can't possibly buy every propeller that exists. Every other size, though, 1.2-inch, 1.6, 2-inch, 2.5-inch, 3-inch, 3.5, 4-inch, you can buy every 3.5-inch propeller that exists for like less than $30. And I think you should. It's a really nice, fun exercise to kind of get into it. And get the wacky ones too. Get the bi-blades, get the 4 blades, get the 5 blades, get the fucking 8 blades. And it's just a super fun way of learning, putting them on back to back and testing them. And it's also going to open your eyes to how strong the placebo is. Because you're going to put like a low pitch tri-blade and then a high pitch tri-blade, and you won't be able to feel the difference. Be honest with yourself. It's fine. Yeah, do it. It's good. Get all the props. Buy them all. Especially all the Gemfan ones. Because Gemfan makes the best props, as we all know. You can fight about that in the comments all you want. When I'm setting up the giveaways, I go into a Patreon-only text channel on my Discord called the Video Collective. And in the Video Collective, you can post your edits, and I will play them during these giveaways. And it looks like... Oh, God. Shut up! Ads! What's cool is, usually right before the live stream, a bunch of people remember that I'm going to do this, and they'll like hurry up and put flight footage. But it looks like everybody forgot. So this is cool. I'm going to get a few natural edits that people just put up at random times in the last month, which is awesome. So we've got some flying coming up from Adam Weston, Bob Noxious, and Hockey Rounds. McShaky just put an edit up. McShaky is doing what people usually do. Is like last second they're like, shit. I forgot. But you're too slow, McShaky. Sorry, brother. But you guys should go check out McShaky's edit, especially because it's got a picture of an AT-AT shitting out stormtroopers, which is just 10 out of 10, my friend. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to put these on with some royalty-free music, and I'm going to do some things to get the giveaways going. So give me like a minute or two, and I will be back with the giveaways all set up. But for right now, enjoy some flying from the lovely people in the chat right now who are patrons, who support me and literally keep me going. I've heard this one before, but it's not one of the songs that's like terribly played out. I'll be back, friends. Oh, no. I will get this song off as soon as I can. I know this song sucks. I'm almost done. Man, it is so nice to just get these fucking 5-inch rigs out in a big space and just let them eat some air. Jesus. I used to have a bunch of, a couple of golf courses that I would fly in Charleston, and I miss it. It's just such a perfect spot to put the nose down and just blast with these things. All right, people. I'm good to go. I have everything set up. In the chat, I put links to all 3 of those. Get your asses over to those people's channels and get subscribed. Those are beautiful people who are supporting me on the magical journey that is FPV as a full-time job. So hook them up and hook yourself up, because, you know, there are people in the community that you're probably going to get along really well with. I've got all 3 of these set here. Let me move the chat over real quick. Glenn Burnett says frame for Hummingbird instead of Mosquito. I don't know what that means, Glenn. Mosquito frame is a toothpick frame. Yeah, I don't know what that question means, Glenn. Tag me again. Ask it in a different way. Do me a favor though. Wait until after the giveaways. Edoc says CMYK. I finally made a 3.5-inch racer using some 1507 motors I won from Ciotti like a year and a half ago. It's a Caesar. Nice. 1507s are actually a really good choice for a 3.5-inch propeller. Come to think of it, I never thought about that. All right, here we go. We're gonna do the thing in the place. First up is the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick giveaway, sponsored by David Ciotti, my awesome dad, who was in the chat earlier, but I think he has gone to sleep. It is a NewBee drone Hummingbird V3. It's the yellow one that we had on the stream the other day that I put the... I flashed it backwards from BlueJay 0.2 to BlueJay 0.16 for better performance, and I changed the gate timing from 5 milliseconds to 10. So this should be ready to go. I did a couple other subtle things. I am putting the receipt and all the info in here. God forbid you need to do some kind of a return. You'll have your order number and the packer and all this good stuff on it. I will just get rid of some addresses here. Well, I'm going to leave the shipping address because you're going to get my return address anyway. And God forbid they ask you for the shipping address, you'll have it. But yeah, huge shout out to my dad. Very, very cool. And he saw the initial Hummingbird video and he was like, oh, what a cool giveaway item that would be. And he surprised me and sent me an email like, yo, look out for your mailbox. There's a Hummingbird coming at you. I was like, damn, yo. Very, very cool. Bunch of We Bleed FPV stickers going in. We Bleed FPV magnet. A A30. If you want to move this thing over to BT 2.0 batteries, you can do that. A brushed Tiny Whoop frame, hand dyed by Jesse at tinywhoop.com. Brain 3D holographic, Broken Prop Crew stickers, and then an iFlight Cockroach frame. This frame should work on the Hummingbird because it's got the cut down cross style AIO. So a black frame for you if you manage to break the Cockroach frame. Do me a favor, let me know how you like this frame. What's this frame weigh? I could put the Hummingbird into this frame. I have another one of these. Let's see what it weighs. It should weigh exactly what a Cockroach frame weighs. No, it's lighter. Wow. Why is it lighter? Where'd that Cockroach frame go? Where'd that broken Cockroach frame go? Oh, I threw it over there. Where'd that purple frame go? How is this lighter? Did they use a different plastic? I guess maybe it's a different mold. 3.3 versus 3.7. Yeah, it's definitely... Let me know how this frame is if you run it, whoever wins this. I might use the other one. It's very bendy. Ooh. Ooh. I put a poll up with 3 different frame options. I'm about to go with a 4th frame option. 3.3. 3.3 is pretty light. We're going to do it. We're going to do the iFlight frame. I got to get it out of the giveaway box. If I don't do this right now, I will forget. Here it is. Got it. Cool. Yo. I really wanted to use this. I really wanted to check out this iFlight frame, and now we have a perfect reason to. This is pretty cool. I'm excited. I'll probably end up breaking it, and we'll just take it out anyway. But hey, we'll know about one more frame, or maybe it's magic, and yeah, it's magic. You never know. So that's our Tiny Whoop and Toothpick tier giveaway for this evening. These are all of the beautiful people that are entered to win this giveaway. Oh, Glenn Burnett says your poll is for the Mosquito instead of what to put the Hummingbird electronics in, unless you mean something else. Is it really? How did I get that so wrong? Hold on. Where's the which frame for the Mosquito? Why did I write Mosquito? Yeah, I didn't mean to write Mosquito. You guys answered correctly though, which is good. You guys gave the correct answer, which is Meteor 65 Air. Thank you for that. That's the right answer. But we're not going to put it in that frame yet. We will. We will. So here you guys go. Let's click the button and see who wins. What do you say? That's what we do here. I'm going to click the button. These props are going to spin. Everybody's ticket other than the winners are going to get blown away. The GOAT says many people get blown away, but one remains. Norval Rogers is on the bottom right. Propellant FPV is right next to him. Kevin Sumner is there. Everybody just got blown away. Wooden Props, congratulations. You have won a Hummingbird V3. I don't think I've seen him in the chat. Wood and Props. What a fun name. Wood and Props. One of the reasons that I do these giveaways through Patreon is so that I can actually find your guys' addresses and whatnot. Because I force you to put your address in when you sign up on my Patreon. Wooden Props, congrats, brother. Now we've got the micro brushless and Cinewhoop tier. And as I said earlier, it is a frame. You're going to get a whole bunch of the same stickers, whole bunch of Weebleed FPV stickers, Broken Prop Crew, Holographic Brain 3D, just a whole smatterassing of Weebleed FPV stickers, which is super awesome. Love those guys for sending them over. You're going to get a couple of sets of the Dal folding 3-inch propellers. Yeah, huge shout out again to my dad for that super generous Hummingbird V3 giveaway prize. That's just, this is the best. I'm the luckiest guy on earth. For so many reasons. Dal 3-inch folding props. You're going to get a few sets of, these are Gemfan 3020s? Yep, Gemfan 3020s. And you're going to get, I think this is like 4 sets of, these are the props you're going to probably end up running on this frame. Dal 3028s, 3028s. These are my favorite of the T-mount 3-inch props at the moment. Won't be my favorites forever, I'll bet you. And then the big item is was supplied by Metal Dirtskin. Very, very cool of them. This is a QAVS 3-inch. Thus, all of the 3-inch propellers. You can also get, for this build, 4-inch dead cat arms if you wanted to do more of like a long-range rig. But as a 3-inch, this thing is pretty awesome. Good little freestyle basher. So that is our micro brushless and Cinewhoop tier for the afternoon. Here are all the beautiful people that are on that tier. The GOAT says mad people get blown away and one remains. Vern Kelk is hanging in on the right side there. Mr. Huggy just got blown away before my very eyes. Brian Wist, you have won, my friend. I'm going to write your name down and mail you some 3-inch loveliness. Congratulations, Brian. W-H-I-S-T. Is that how it's spelled? Yeah, it is. Congrats, Brian. Is that B-Man? Is Brian Wist B-Man? I'm getting better at connecting your guys' human names and internet names. This is the 5-inch tier, and the motors that I pulled off of that test bed rig the other day, as I said, are going to be in a giveaway coming up soon, and here they are. There are 4 good Axis 2306 1960 kV motors, and then there's this one that's kind of banged up that I took a little red marker and I put little X's on the bell because the bell is a little bit out of balance, I think, right? Is it the bell that's messed up on this motor? I thought it was. I can just watch that stream to find out, but usually I can just spin the damn thing in my hands and I'll be able to see. Oh, no, you know what it is? I spun this up in the motors tab and it was vibrating harder than the others. So this one, look out for the red X's. This bell is a little bit bent. It'll still work, but it'll put more vibrations into the rig. This stator, though, is completely fine. So this stator on the red X motor is good to go. It's just that the bell is a little bit banged up. So use the other 4 motors, keep this one, and then when you really bang up one of the other motors, you can just try to swap this one on, or you can pull the screw off the bottom and take this bell off and put it on and see which bell is worse. So yeah, an extra stator and an extra kind of banged up bell. But yeah, keep it and get some use out of it. There's also the stickers in here, and there's also actually, so the I had like purple prop nuts on there. I'm throwing in 5 sets of the T-motor hardware that come with T-motor motors, which are going to have a prop nut in here, and then I think there are M3x9 screws in here, which are really hard to find, and an extra little bell. So T-motor and Axis, Axis was formed by a couple of people from T-motor leaving T-motor. So the hardware is actually all the same. Slightly different color, but the hardware is all the same. And this color looks kind of cool. It's like a gunmetal. So yeah, you'll have a full set of hardware for these motors. Because I don't know what the hell I did with the Axis hardware. And a bunch of T-motor motor wires, because these are cut down to use with race wires. Which you should do too. You should use them with race wires, but you're going to need a little bit of extra wire to go from the race wire to the ESC. So there you go. Premium motors, titanium shaft. These are expensive motors from newbiedrone.com. 4 good ones, 1 kind of banged up one. Let's see who is going to be putting new motors on their 5-inch, because these are, I really like these motors. They're a little bit heavier than the F40 Pro 4s, so I'm sticking with the T motors. But these are a really, really good motor. I was really impressed by these. Really durable. Oh, here it is. We're good to go. I was ahead of myself. These are all the beautiful people on the $20 and up tiers. Thank you guys so much. Last Patreon giveaway for the night. The goat yelling signifies death to all but one. Andre Bassett is hanging on the bottom right. John Godwin right below motor 1. He's gone. Aaron FPV's hanging in. It's going to be Aaron FPV. Oh my God. Aaron FPV won last month, didn't he? Nope, must have been 2 months ago. Aaron FPV, congratulations, brother. You got a set of 5-inch motors coming that you are going to dig. AARON FPV. This brings us to the Super Chat giveaway that anybody can enter. So starting now, every $5 you Super Chat or PayPal me gets you a ticket on the wheel. You can get as many as you want. Here's what you're playing for. If you are a large, medium, or small, you're going to win a We Bleed FPV t-shirt. This is actually a really cool t-shirt. It's like football material, so it's got like all the tiny little holes in it. So it'll be super breathable. Even though it's black, you'll probably not die from heat exhaustion in the summer. If you do, though, it's not my fault. It's on you. So if you want a small, medium, or large shirt, you're going to get one of those. You're also going to get your choice of a Broken Prop Crew lanyard and elastic head strap from this bag. I'll send you a message on Patreon and ask you which one you like best. I have a picture up over there. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff in this bag here. Let me get it all dumped out without wrecking the one thing that can potentially get scratched. Oh my god, my allergies just went nutso for no good reason. What the hell happened? Usually there's a pretty defined reason. Tonight it's just for funsies. So, the main very, very cool item in tonight's Super Chat giveaway was created by Douglas Otwell. And it's the gangly fan, yo! You guys are fans of the gangle. You can have your own gangly fan to keep your stuff cool so it doesn't melt. Look at that. Really, really solid little design by Douglas Otwell. Thank you again, dude. Very, very cool. So a yellow gangly fan. There's a power supply for it, of course. And we've got a set of the Foxier donut props, which are super fun. We've got 3 sets of Gemfan 5143s. These are my favorite all-around freestyle propeller. XT30 lead. A bunch of the We Bleed stickers again. XT30 lead, just for funsies. Start putting this stuff away. Here's all the stickers. We Bleed fridge magnet. Little rubberized guy. We've got a travel bottle of E6000 with a super fine tip on it, which is really cool. There we go. Whee. We've got a Rotor Riot M5 prop nut tool. There is a couple of random, like, 16 gauge. Oh, these are for the XT30. Yeah, these are, what are these, 16 gauge? Yeah, 16 gauge for the XT30. One of the more handy things, believe it or not, to have around, male XT60, or maybe it's female, I don't know. Battery side XT60 to charger side XT30. Really, really, really nice to have some of these floating around. Couple of capacitors, a 1000 UF and a 470, both 35 volt. And then a couple more stickers here for you. So that is our Super Chat giveaway. How the hell did I have all these things in here? How did this all fit? Like that? Like that? Yeah. Like that? Is that one? There we go. Hey, that's how I had it. Maybe not. Maybe. $5 a ticket, yo. Buy as many as you'd like. Gift tickets to other people. Whatever you want. You do you, my friends. Let's blast through the Super Chats first. Skirty Curtis with a $10 Super Chat. He says, for Ciotti. I assume you want to go in the giveaway. So I'm going to put you in this giveaway twice, my friend. Thank you for the support. Denzel the Terrible with a $50 Californian Super Chat. He says, 2 for me, 2 for Off Axis, 2 for CMYK. You got it, my friend. Let's get you going here. Danzilla. Going on there twice. Whoops. Let's make some extra spaces here. Let's also get this going. 2 for Off Axis. All right. And then 2 for CMYK. Very cool, Danzilla. Thank you for the support, my friend. Much, much appreciated. Off Axis with a $10 Super Chat. He says, money for FPV addiction. Off Axis is going to be on here 4 times. He's going to be the Goliath. Let's see if the Davids can beat him. Curtis Hayes, $5. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop! Curtis Hayes is officially David. He's the first one that's only on here once. So let's see if the David Curtis Hayes can beat the Goliath. FP Avery getting in on the David versus Goliath action. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Curtis. Bob Bruce with a $5 Super Chat. He says, count me in for 1. You got it, brother. FP Avery, by the way, says, 1 please, good sir. Here we go, Bob. Thank you, dude. And let me get my email fired up here. for that PayPal lovin'. CiottiFPV with a $15 super chat. He says one for me, PayPal rather, one for me, one for each of the 2 newest Patreon members. So we are gonna go once, CiottiFPV, and then let's figure out who the 2 newest patrons were. They both hopped on tonight, so I shouldn't have to look very far. Christopher Besson, you are going on the wheel. And Eat the Fish, you're going on the wheel as well. Give CMYK a shout out. Make sure you use him for any graphic design that you need. And yeah, man. Super, super, super generous folks in this community. We are an awesome group of people. Michael Pinn, McMucus with a $5 PayPal. He's going on the wheel. Thank you, dude. And Wesley Clark with a $20 PayPal. What happened here? Oh, wait, I got it. I gotta see what happened. And then there, okay, there's Wesley. All right, cool. Wesley Clark, let me get you on here. Thank you, guys. All right, 2 more minutes, and then we're spinning this wheel. Wesley's going on 2 times. There we go. No, Wesley's going on 4 times, actually, competing for the Goliath Award. We have 2 Goliaths and like 3 Davids. We're going to see who wins in a minute. Thank you, everybody. Very, very cool. Let's get this going. Let me check the super chats one more time. And Sleepy CBR. Wait, Sleepy, what's your God, I've met Sleepy CBR half a dozen times, but I can't think of his human being name. I just always think of him as Sleepy CBR. Whenever when I see him at Rampage every year, and I always feel like an asshole. I think it's Andre. I think his human name is Andre, but in my mind, he's just Sleepy CBR. It looks like I haven't gotten an email. How many times are you going on the wheel, Sleepy? Or it's Alan. It's Alan. It's Alan. Not Andre. It's Alan. Yeah, it didn't come through yet. Just tell me how many times you're going on the wheel. I'll trust you. You're trustworthy. 2. Awesome. Thank you, brother. Very cool. And sometimes PayPal does that. Like it'll, and I'll get the email like 10 minutes from now. I'm like, what? Why? All right, Sleepy CBR is on there twice. You should all be on the wheel. Hurry up and tag me if you're not on the wheel, and I will add you. It's not a wheel anymore. It's tickets. It used to be a wheel. And CBYK got you. Big Pugus got you. Okay, cool. All right, I think we're good. We're going to submit, and I am going to click. Well, you know what? Since it did it to you, let me make sure it didn't do it to anybody else. Let me just log into PayPal real quick here. And stop trying to get me to do things. PayPal, leave me alone. Where is activity? PayPal, stop moving things around. What? Where is it? There we go. That's funny. It's not showing up on here either. Sleepy CBR, just check it. You're on the wheel twice, no matter what. Just double check it though, because usually it'll show up in here in recent activity. It might. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Here we go, friends. Get this out of here. Oh my God, that was crazy. And ready? Somebody's gonna win. Off Axis sent a bazillion idiot wins. Here we go. Off Axis is getting blown away, but he's still hanging in. I still see 1 ticket from him. CMYK in the bottom left. FP Avery on the top. CMYK on the bottom right. Oh, who is it? Oh, FP Avery sneaks in there at the last second. Well, I think he was one of the. I think David hath beaten Goliath. FP Avery, do you want one of these shirts? Are you a small, medium, or a large? If you are, you get one of these shirts, yo. There he is in the chat. He says, yes. Very cool. Let me write. All right, so, hey, FPA, I think you're on my Discord, so I think Patreon, so I think I can just get your info from Patreon, but if you're not, do me a favor and message me somewhere. All my contact info is on CiottiFPV. You know what? There's not actually room. There's not room in here for that t-shirt, and I don't have bigger envelopes. I might be able to stuff the t-shirt in here. If I can't stuff the t-shirt in here, though, I'm just gonna not send it. Sorry. You'll win again. Just remind me. FP dash AVERY. Yeah, I should be able to grab your info off of Patreon. If you're not a patron, message me with your info and say, hey, I'm just gonna put large, L for large. Large shirt. All right, I'm gonna try to get the shirt in here. I will try my best. Man, the gangly fan's a big bastard. Oh, I'm gonna wrap the gangly fan and in the shirt to protect the gangly fan. So you're definitely getting a shirt. I'm putting the large aside. Night Dad, thanks for hanging. Thanks for the super generous giveaway donation. Very cool. All right, FP Avery, you're good. I'm gonna wrap that gangly fan in that shirt, and you're all set. There is a post on Patreon with the lanyards. Go look at it. Pick your top 3 favorite lanyards, top 3 favorite head straps, and let me know those. Cool. We did a thing. It's 11:59. Look at that. But I'm kind of hell-bent to get this thing back going before. Guys, thank you so much for the super generous super chat entries. Star of the night was Danzilla the Wonderful with a 50 Canadian Californian dollar super chat. How many people in chat remember that? Remember the Canadian Californian thing? Anybody? Hopefully nobody remembers it, and I can live it down and never suffer the indignity of. So this is pushed towards the back here of screwing up CA currency again. Okay, so we're going to use this iFlight frame, I think. Let's make sure that that this AIO fits, and it sure does. This AIO absolutely fits in this iFlight frame. So cool. Let's see how this iFlight frame be. Okay, these are the short screws. These are the 802s. I'm sorry, 702s rather. These are the 802s. I'm going to take these and put them in with the Acro B. I'm going to use those on that. But this fella is going to get these murders. And there is no end. It's just going to get these motors. Maybe we'll do this on Wednesday. It is Whoop Wednesday after all. I don't necessarily, I mean, it's midnight. I don't necessarily want to be sitting here screwing all these screws in. That's just annoying. Let's do this on Wednesday. I do want to put one motor on, though, just as a reminder as to what the hell's happening here. There we go. God forbid I have to clear the workbench to work on something else tomorrow. Like, I just like to leave myself little reminders. These NewBee Drone 702s have bearings in them. I always forget about that. Doesn't seem to, I don't know, I haven't seen drastically more runtime on these or anything like that. So I don't know if it actually helps, but I like the idea of having bearings in a motor rather than metal bushings, you know? There we go. CMYKFPV says, the Betaflight defaults are solid for the Ultimate Tiny Whoop. Do you have any tuning tips for the Ultimate Tiny Whoop? Yeah, just move the D gain slider, which is I think the very first slider. Uh, Move that up 0.2 at a time. So move it from 1.0 to 1.2. See how it is. Then move it up to 1.4. But once you get it up to 1.4, you're going to move the P gain slider up as well. So if you can get the D term slider up to 1.4, move the P gain slider up to 1.2. If you can get the D gain slider up to 1.6, move the P term slider up to 1.3. Keep the ratio, keep the D gain slider like 0.3 ahead of the P gain slider. D gain does much more for flight characteristics than P gain does. So, and that's about it. The rest of the sliders are kind of personal preference. Set them however it feels best is my recommendation. All right, cool. And these screws are not too long in this frame, so we're good. Cool. So there's my reminder that these 702s are going to go in here. On Wednesday, we will put this back together. We'll figure out which camera we're doing. Probably this McStinky, but no guarantees. I'll try. I'll see if I can get these Azzy props on here. Although I'm probably not going to like them on the 702s. I do have some extra Gemfan bi-blades here though, so we'll probably almost definitely end up running these. So we've got like a high right in black. We've got a high left in black. These blacked out Gemfan propellers were hand dyed by Jesse at Cinewhoop. Pretty cool. Yeah, so we'll probably do these solid blacks because they're the best condition. No, these grays are in better condition. Let's use these. Let's use these 4 grays. These dyed black ones are looking kind of nasty. So yeah, 702s will probably like these bi-blades best, but we'll give the Azzies a shot. It's like an orange Azzy prop. It's an interesting color there. Cool. That's gonna do it, my friends. Thanks for hanging. I'll get up early tomorrow. Early-ish. Early for me. Glenn Burnett, question about the ultimate Cinewhoop build. Where's it at? Where's it at? Do we have any ideas on what to do? I don't see it. This is a question from Glenn Burnett above asking about the ultimate Cinewhoop build. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? CMYK, did you figure it out? Maybe have any ideas on what to do? There we go. Just built my ultimate freestyle, and every time it arms, it slams into the ceiling. So that is basically the PID loop is getting confused, and the PID loop is accelerating and decelerating the motors, which is causing an oscillation, and that's it's feeding back into itself, and that's what's just and our motors can produce way more thrust than braking, so that's what causes it to just charge straight ahead. So basically, the PID loop has too much garbage data coming into it. That garbage data could be a physical vibration, or it could be electrical noise. If it's a fresh build with fresh motors, fresh propellers that haven't been bent when you were putting them on, fresh frame, right, and everything is good to go, then it must be electrical noise. But check the mechanical system first. Check the props, make sure they're all straight. So actually do this. Plug it into Betaflight, plug a battery into it, go to the motors tab, and spin each motor up individually with the props on. You're going to have to hold it, and feel for if one of the motors and props is vibrating harder than one of the others. As long as they're all roughly, they're all going to vibrate a little bit. As long as they're all 4 of them are roughly vibrating as much as one another, then you're okay. Then check the AIO mounting. Make sure that the AIO is not like pressed up against something. The camera plug does kind of press up against the plastic Cinewhoop frame, but there should be nothing else pressing up against the AIO. You want the AIO to be able to float and the frame to be able to vibrate underneath it. That's why we have rubber grommets on all 4 corners. If it's a diamond AIO, that's the problem. They're garbage. Throw it in the river. If it's you can go into CLI and type status, and that'll tell you what gyro is in it. If it's the ICM 2680, it's an okay gyro. It's not the best. I've had half decent luck with them, but that could potentially be the problem. You might need to add a little bit of extra filtering. Check all those mechanical things first, though, because those are outside of Cinewhoops. Those are usually a problem. Cinewhoops, a lot more frequently, it's like the tune or not enough filtering. If you have, if you've taken a bunch of filtering away from it or pushed the PIDs up, that's the issue. You got to pull the PIDs back down. You got to add some more filtering. But yeah. CMYK built a Ultimate Cinewhoop today, and that happened to him. It was on stock PID tune from the factory. I reset PID to default, and it was immediately fixed. That's interesting. Happy Model ELRS F4. Yeah, God knows what tune Happy Model is putting on those AIOs from the factory. So if the sliders are not all right down the middle, put them all right down the middle. Put the sliders all to 1.0, and that should fix the problem there as well. So there's like a dozen different things for you to try. Thanks for hanging, friends. Get some sleep. I'll see you on Wednesday for the one and only Whoop Wednesday. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Go to mylastnamefpv.com and support me on this crazy journey. I love you. Be good. Here's a little bit of 5-inch flying. Yeah. We're going to do a little bit more 5-inch flying here from the other day. Thanks for hanging, my friends. Be good. Tip your waiters. Yada, yada, yada. Later, people. Come on, computer. Be cool. There we go. A little bit of 5-inch thrashing for you. Be good. Bye-bye.